Imagine that you wake up tomorrow and your life looks exactly the way that you've been picturing it. Your routine is on point. Your habits feel aligned. You feel so focused and so clear. You feel in control and like you're living your life and not just surviving it. Now, I want you to be honest with yourself, okay? It's just you and me here. If you had that life land in your lap today, could you actually sustain that life with your current habits, with your current mindset, and with your current patterns? Could you hold the capacity of what the life you want actually is in relation to what you are right now? Or would those current habits, mindset, and patterns that you have right now pull you right back to where you are in this moment? Because at the end of it all, it's not about just getting the life that you want. It's about becoming the person that can hold it. And until you can become that person, your habits are just going to keep running your life. Your emotions will keep running your life. Your distractions will keep running your life. You will not be the CEO of your life. You'll be the employee, taking orders from whatever mood you woke up in that day, whatever drama decided to show up, and whatever notifications come through. And that ends today. Welcome back to your weekly girl check-in. Grab a notebook, grab a pen, get a cozy beverage, because we're about to talk about the things that you actually need to hear this week. This is where we get real, we cut through the noise, and I share with you my experiences and everything that I have learned so that you don't have to waste your time figuring it all out the hard way. Today I have a little iced coffee. This is actually the Starbucks vanilla sweet cream cold brew. It's only 90 calories and I think it's like 2 grams of protein. So I figured it's a little treat, but also keeps me on track for my fitness goals. So I have that for our little chat today. I do have an exciting announcement before we get into the video. Last week I had mentioned creating a Google number so that you guys could call in with a question or just something inspiring that you want to share with our community, and that way we could connect a little bit more. And I have actually created one, so I will pop the number right here on the screen. So again, this is a number that you can call. I will not answer. It is solely for you to leave a message. And this can be a question, or even better, just something motivational or inspiring that you want to share. Maybe it's something you're currently going through, or just something that you want to let other people know that they're not alone in the same struggles that you're having or did have. So I will pick one a week and I will share it at the end of the girl check-in video. So feel free, call in, leave your question, leave your inspiration. And honestly, this is just a way for this to become your voice too, because I don't want it to just be my voice. I want it to be for all of us, because not everybody thinks like we do and wants to be better and wants to become the best version that they can. And more often times than not, people in their day-to-day life that do think that way often feel alone. And I don't want that for you, because you're not. You have a whole group of people behind you here that think and feel and value the same things, and this is just a way to connect all of us. But I was so excited to share that with you today, and I cannot wait to hear from you. Okay, so for today's video, we're talking about something that I genuinely believe is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself, and not just for this spring, which I think it's still a great time to do it this spring, but for literally any time of the year, and that is to become the CEO of your life. And yes, I know, it sounds like a cute little phrase you'd see on a little Pinterest graphic, but I want to explain to you what that truly means. This is something I had to learn the hard way, is that life is always going to keep happening. Things are always going to keep coming up, whether it's curveballs or distractions, hard seasons, unexpected chaos. None of that is ever going to go away. The real question though is, are you going to be someone that reacts to all of that, or are you going to be someone that leads through it? Because listen, a CEO, they're not going to show up to work and just see what they feel like doing or just see what happens. They have a vision, they have standards, and they make decisions based on where they're going and not how they feel. And when you can start operating like that in your own life, that is when everything is going to change. Your energy changes, your focus changes, the way that you carry yourself changes. You stop being controlled by your life and you start actually controlling it. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly the identity shift that you need to make to move the needle forward. You're also going to have a simple CEO framework that you can start using literally this week. And most importantly, you're going to walk away with a clear action plan. And no, it is not an overwhelming list of like 10 different things to do. It is just focusing on the next move. So make sure you stay until the end, because that action plan is actually going to implement everything that we talk about today to actually make the changes in your life. This is something I really want you to sit with for a second. You already know how to change your life. You know what to eat, you know you should move your body, you know the habits that make you feel better. Knowledge is not the problem here. The real question is, if you know these things, then why aren't you doing it? And listen, I've fallen guilty to this too, and that's why I know what the answer is. And it's because you're living on autopilot. You are reacting instead of deciding. You're literally delaying instead of just moving. You are thinking instead of doing. And over time, as you make the same decisions, that is becoming your identity. And then it overall just becomes how you are. And that's what makes autopilot so sneaky, because it just feels normal. It doesn't necessarily feel like failure, but it feels like another week that looked like the last one. And if you don't catch that pattern and interrupt it, then everything stays the same. Literally nothing will change. Not this spring, not this summer, not this year. Literally not ever until you decide to. And again, I don't say that to be harsh. I say that because I literally did the same thing. I was thinking the same thoughts and doing the same habits and feeling the same way for so long. And eventually one day I looked around and it had been years and nothing had changed. And I had no choice but to look at myself. And I realized that I was literally getting the same thing because I was thinking, doing, and being the same person who had the reality that I had, but it wasn't the reality that I wanted. Because honestly, you can have all the inspiration in the world, but inspiration without action is just entertainment. The realization that really changed everything for me is that the true change doesn't start in your environment. It doesn't start with the people around you. It literally starts with you. No one is coming to do this for you. No new planner, no video, including this one, is going to change anything if you just watch it and then you move on. At some point, it has to be you. Your life is a reflection of the standards that you have been willing to live by, not your potential, because your potential is insanely great. And I believe that. I know that actually. And this is not to beat yourself up. This is literally the most empowering thing that I can tell you, because it's putting everything back into your control. You do not want anything or anyone around you to be the reason you haven't changed or your life hasn't changed. If it's literally you, you can do something about it. The power is literally in your hands, no one else's. And let me just say, if your life is a reflection of your standards, the moment that you decide to raise your standards, your life has no other choice but to follow. I don't know if you can see Freya, she decided to join us. Okay. I don't know why she feels the need to get like under blankets. She's always burying herself. I'll come in here and I'll just see this like random lump under our comforter, and it's her. Back to my point. That is literally how an identity shift happens, and this has been proven by neuroscience. Small repeated actions are going to create new neural pathways for yourself. So every single time that you keep a promise to yourself, it's literally evidence to your brain, and every single time it's reinforcing like, hey, this is the person we're becoming and this is who we are now. So please stop waiting for motivation to just show up. Motivation is like that flaky friend. They always say they're gonna show up and then they never show up whenever you truly need them. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. Okay, this is something I really want you to understand. You do not become her just one day. You become her the second you start making the decisions that she would make. The version of you that you are imagining is not waiting to feel ready. She's not waiting for the stars and the moon to align, okay? She's not waiting until she has more time, more money, or more confidence. She decided, this is who I am, and then she takes the actions that reinforce that identity. And honestly, this is where a lot of people get stuck, and I got stuck at this point for a long time because I kept separating myself from the version of myself I wanted to be and who I am now. Because that's the thing, like, you don't have to wait to become that version of yourself. You can become her right freaking now. How cool is that? Okay, and unless you're driving or walking, I want you to close your eyes for a second. I want you to imagine yourself December 31st. Picture her. Picture that version of yourself. Picture and imagine how proud of yourself that you are. How does this version of you carry herself? How does she spend her mornings? What is it that she tolerates and what is it that she absolutely will not tolerate anymore? You have to get so clear on this version of yourself, because if you can't see her, you will never become her. And then ask yourself this question, and this really helped me stay locked in on becoming this version of myself. And it's that if I was her, what would I stop doing? Oof. And that's gonna shine a flashlight on something you may not want to see, but it is absolutely necessary. She would not hit snooze and then spiral all day about hitting her snooze button and missing her workout. Okay, she wouldn't do that. She would not spend her energy and attention on things that completely drain her energy and that don't fuel her dreams. She would not negotiate with the standards that she sets for herself. You don't need to become her overnight. You become her through the decisions that you make, and it's one decision at a time. This is where I really want you to shift your thinking, because this is probably where you're feeling overwhelmed. You are trying to change your life all at once. You're probably thinking, I need the perfect routine. I need to fix my health, my fitness, my sleep, my mindset, my relationships, literally all overnight. I hate to break it to you, but that is not the way to do this. That is exactly why you keep stopping. Your brain looks at all of that and goes, oh girl, what? That is too much. And then it shuts down, and then you fail, and then you spiral. And then the cycle starts all over again. And I say that because I have been there. I'm someone that I want to go all freaking in, and if I see a problem with a certain aspect of my life, it's going to drive me nuts until I fix it. But I learned the hard way, you can't fix it all at one time. So instead of trying to fix everything, just pick one area of your life and focus in on that one area. And almost like my 90-day glow up, look at an area of your life that if it improved would make the other aspects of your life even easier. It's just like the domino effect. Think of it as like knocking down the first domino. You knock it down, it hits another and another and another, and eventually they're all knocked down. And once you pick that area, just pick a single action that you can do every single day, and something that you can do even if it's your worst day. That way you're literally always moving forward. You're always moving in the direction of becoming her. I actually saw this video the other day of a Navy SEAL, and he was talking to a bunch of recruits, and he was referring to whenever he had started in the Navy and what one of his instructors told him. And his instructor said, I'm never going to ask you to do something impossible, but I will make you do something very hard, followed by something very hard, followed by something else really hard, and it can sound like a lot. So this is what he told him to kind of break it down and not make it seem like it was so overwhelming. He said, don't think about all of it. Just wake up on time, make your bed, make it to the workout, then just focus on making it to breakfast, to lunch, and then to dinner. Those are the little victories, and focusing on the next little victory is how you're going to get through something that feels hard or it feels impossible. And that is exactly how you build this life. You focus on the next little victory because you do have your clear goal and who you want to be and what it is you want to do, and it can feel overwhelming, but you just have to focus on that next step. Get to that next step, get it done, and then look at the next one, and then the next one. And before you know it, you're going to have gone so much further than what you ever realized. You don't even need to see the whole staircase, okay? You just need to see the next step. And if you ever feel like quitting, which you will. Just focus on making it through the day. And his instructor told him, when you feel like quitting, which you will, he said, don't quit today. Quit tomorrow. Just make it through the day, and tomorrow you will be glad that you did. And then you won't want to quit. Now we're going to talk about a CEO system that you can implement in your life to actually start becoming the CEO of your own life. If you are going to lead your life like a CEO, you need to operate like one. And I'm going to make this really, really simple. So first, system 1, decide before your emotions do. A CEO does not wake up and ask how they feel when deciding whether or not to show up. I actually saw another video, and this one was Jocko Willink. He's a former Navy SEAL. He has literally been through things that most of us could never imagine, but he says that discipline equals freedom. Let discipline be your guide and not how you feel. And here's what he means by that. It's if you let your feelings decide everything that you do, you become a slave to them. You are only consistent when you feel like it. You only show up when the motivation is there. And let me tell you, you never know if or when that motivation is going to show up. And therefore, you stay stuck. But when you operate from discipline, when you decide the night before what you're doing before you even think about how you're going to feel, and you wake up and you just do it regardless, that is actually when you get free. Free from the cycle, free from waking up and negotiating with yourself every single day. I mean, that alone is exhausting, and this drives me insane when people think that discipline does not equal freedom, because it absolutely does. Discipline is literally the path to freedom. System 2 is you are going to remove the negotiation. Every single time you ask yourself, should I do this today? You've already given yourself an out. And your brain is very good at taking that out, okay? Leaders, true leaders, and people that change their lives, CEOs of their lives, do not constantly give themselves exits. They give themselves standards. So stop asking whether or not you feel like it, and instead ask yourself if it aligns with who it is you are becoming. System 3 is you are going to look at your life honestly. Now, if I took a look at your last 7 days, not the ones that you planned, but your actual days, would they reflect the life that you say you want? Your life is always going to be honest with you. The question is if whether or not you're even willing to look at it. And this is your weekly CEO audit, and it's not to shame yourself, because you can never course correct if you can't acknowledge where you actually are. So here is your action plan. Step 1 is raise one standard this week. Just pick one area of your life that you feel like needs to be improved, or the standard has been low, and decide, I don't do that anymore. Maybe this is hitting snooze 3 times. Maybe it's, I don't know, doom scrolling before bed. Maybe it's saying yes to things that drain you. Step 2 is you are going to remove one distraction. Now, you already know what this is. Just stop avoiding it, remove it. And step 3 is going to be take the next step every single day. I'm not telling you to have the perfect plan or to have the entire transformation. Just wake up on time, make your bed, do your workout, make your breakfast, focus on the little victories, and stack them up. So that is it, and I really hope this video helped you out. Just remember, you are not stuck. You are just trying to do way too much without leading yourself through it all. The life that you truly want was not built in a day. It was built by one decision at a time, and by raising one standard at a time, and just following through and being the person you want to be right now. These are the things that I have personally had to overcome and learn, and that I'm still implementing to this day, especially with my 90-day glow up if you have been watching that, which I will leave that chart down below if you also want a little tool to help kickstart your next 90 days. I'm doing a 90-day glow up challenge until summer, so please feel free to join in or just follow along on the journey. And don't forget to leave a message on that phone number. Again, I'll have it in the description box below if you have a question or if you want to just share something inspiring or motivating. I truly look forward to hearing from you. I really really hope this video gave you that push that you needed. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to catch you in the next video.